Hi, this is Patty with the Kyra channel. Welcome to our training video tutorials. Today's training video is going to be on the basics of our pages section in our dashboard. And that is located right at the top, front and center. And this section right here is your workhorse. This is where you will be creating and developing your pages that are going to be pulled into your channel down here. You will be creating quite a few and you'll be making a nice library for yourself. So what I'd like to do is actually explain the elements of this section and show you how everything works. So I'm going to draw attention to the My Pages area. And what's really powerful here is you have the capability of creating folders to keep yourself organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on My Pages, and you can open My Pages, which is where we are. You can rename this page if you want, or we can create new folders here. I'll give you a little example. You'll notice that I have something for Memorial Day that's going to say we're closed on that day. I also have some products over here for slides that I've created. And what I'd like to do is actually put them in their own folder so they're not congested with a bunch of my other slides. So I'm going to go to My Pages, and we're going to click on there. And we're going to click New Folder, and we're going to say Holiday Hours. We know you're going to have several other slides that are going to have holiday hours. And we're going to click on My Pages again. And we're going to create another one for supplements and products. Now, if you click on the My Pages verbiage over here on the left-hand side, it'll say Open. And once you click on that, you're going to come back to your home page. This is always your home page. In order to get those slides over to those folders, we need to click on this little icon over here. It's a square next to Show Extra Path to Drag to. So I'm going to click on there, and you'll see it creates a subline right below it. Looks exactly like the one above it, except it's darker gray. If you click on that arrow key right next to that My Pages on the subline, you're going to see the folders that I just created back here. So I'm going to click on Holiday Hours, and then I'm going to go to my Memorial Day copy, and I'm just going to take that slide and drag it up to that Holiday Hour folder, and you'll notice it turns blue. Once I release my slide, it's going to drop right into Holiday Hours. We're going to do the same thing for our supplements and products. I'm going to go navigate over to that folder, and we're going to bring the BioFreeze and just grab that BioFreeze and bring it up to the supplement folder too and drop that in. And we'll do the same thing to our foot levelers and drop that in as well. So that's how you can maneuver and create folders and then move your slides into those folders. Now, in order to see what's in those folders, you actually need to uncheck that Show Extra Path to Drag to, and then just go into My Pages to that arrow again. And I'm going to click on Holiday Hours, and you'll see that's where your slides went to. Okay. Once you're in these folders, you can go ahead and create more slides that belong in that folder. But again, if you accidentally make them in a different folder, you can always easily change and move them as well. So I'm going to double click on My Pages. That's another way to get to your home base. On the right hand side of My Pages, you're going to see the search button over here. And I know that I created a foot leveler slide, and I don't want to have to go through all my folders. All I need to do is type in foot levelers. And you'll notice as I start typing in foot, the foot leveler slide opens up right away for me so that I can use it. So this is a really nice tool for you to use as well. I'm going to delete that search and show you right next to the search. There's also a filter, and this is great for organizing your slides in each of the folders as well. So you can alphabetize them either ascending or descending, A to Z or Z to A. You can also filter them at how they were created, if they're older or new, or the date that they were modified. So if you'll notice right now, and I'll tell you right now, they are filtered, dated, new to old, but I want to change it to A to Z because I know my slides that I created, and I want to be able to find them quickly, so I can go ahead and filter them to be alphabetized A to Z. So that's a really nice feature up there as well. On the right hand side next to that, we're going to show you how you can actually bring in other pages from other dashboards. If you click on this little arrow right next to the Add button here, you'll see From Sample Page or From Other Dashboard. I'm going to click on From Sample Page, and that brings up a page catalog with pre-made slides for you to already use. They already have their backgrounds and little space holders for you to go ahead and bring into your dashboard, and you can edit them however you wish. There's some of them have social, like for social media, or you've got something for birthdays, weather, whatever. They're free for you to use. Go ahead and bring them into your own dashboard. Right below that, we're going to go on that little arrow down button again too, and we're going to click From Other Dashboard. This other dashboard is our Community Chiro content. I build all the slides in here. It's our Chiro channel library, and I have a large quantity of slides that I've created, several hundred. And if you go up to the Chiro content button up here on the arrow right here, you'll see all the folders that I've created already. I continue to build slides in here all the time, so check back here frequently just to keep your content refreshed and up to date. Again, any of these slides that you would like to use, maybe you like the background, maybe you like the verbiage, all you need to do is click on a slide and use that selected slide, and it brings it right into your dashboard. And all you have to do is click on it and go into Edit, and it'll bring up that slide for you to go ahead and edit however you see fit. I'm going to go back to Dashboard. Now let's say you really like a slide up here and you want to reuse maybe a background or some text or something like that. I'm going to pick the weather slide right here that I created. Maybe I want to use that background for another slide that I want to use. All you need to do is click on that slide and click Copy. And it's going to make an exact copy of that weather slide. But now I can go into that slide, and I'm going to just go in and I'm going to edit it. And let's say I just want to take out my text or take out the weather and then put something else in here. I can go ahead and do that. And then I'm able to go ahead and rename that slide. By the way, it popped over here to the right because I have alphabetized my slides. So now I can give it a new name. All you have to do is click on name and type in whatever you would like. So very easy to just copy a new slide and easy to create new information. Let's say you have a slide that you really don't want to have in your library anymore. You can go ahead and just click on that slide again and click delete. and it'll get rid of it. And it's not going to show up anywhere in your library at all. So the next part that I want to show you is on our add button here. If you click on add, it's going to bring up just a blank page for you to go ahead and edit and add in all the different elements that you would like to use. I'm going to go ahead and change all this. I'm going to go back to create a new. That way it's always front and center. Okay, so if you go into your slide, we're going to go edit this slide. And what I'd like to do is describe a little bit about the page itself. So on the left-hand side, you're going to see a section that calls for basic elements. You can design with a box, add lines, create text, import images, import videos. We are going to be going through all those basic elements probably in the next video. So I'm going to hold off on showing you all that right now. I just want to show you the sections of your actual page. Right below that we have our apps, and this is where you can add in your weather, your date, your time, all different kinds of social media. You can put in YouTube, streaming audio, and whatnot. And we'll be going through those apps as well in other videos. What I'd like to do is draw attention to the background down here. We have three different buttons down here. One is page properties. The next one is our hashtag for grids, and I'll explain that to you actually right now. And then we have a playful animation sequence. So you'll notice the background of this slide has a blue grid on it, and if I click on it again, it's going to go away. I'm going to bring it back, and I just want to explain why it's there. It's used to lay out your elements and make it easy for you to lay out a slide so everything is laid out in dimensionally. So let's say I drag a box and I pull that onto our slide. I can just take that perfectly and line it up on this line right here, top and right side. If I want to add another element, I can do the same thing. And let's say I wanted to line up with the right hand side. You'll also see that I have got orange aligning bars that also aid in aligning your elements on your page. So the grid really works out very nicely for you to line everything up. Now what I'd like to do is show you on the lower right hand corner, we have an X and a Y axis. I'll bring that down. If I take this box and move it to the left, you're going to notice those numbers change. So they are tied to this upper left-hand corner of our X and our Y axis. And if I put those at 0 and 0, this box is perfectly aligned in the corner with no margins around it at all. And you'll notice when I click on an element, it has these handles on them, allows me to stretch them out. And we'll go through designing a page and explain a little bit more about those. But I'm going to go back to this lower right-hand corner, and I'm going to show you right next to the X and Y, it also has an angle angle button down here. If I take this little round handle and turn this square, you'll notice the degrees of which it's being turned. So that can be very helpful in laying out your elements as well. Everything does not have to be perfectly square. Next to that is our width and our height. So this box itself is 502 pixels wide and 405 pixels high. So if I change and grab that handle and change it, you'll see that it's decreased in size. Now, that's a great way for you to, you can even change it by putting in the numbers. So if I wanted to put in 500 down here, and the width and the height, it'll give me a perfect square. Okay, so that's how these hashtags are used. And then we'll go into the rest of the basic elements a little bit later as well. Delete those out and turn off these hashtags. And then on the left-hand side, you're going to see this little page properties button. This page properties allows you to change your orientation. It's got a orientation and a ratio, however you want your pages to be laid out. This right now is a 16:9 ratio, which anything that you're designing is going to be going at 1920 by 1080. It's going to fit beautifully into a landscape mode TV or other appliance like that. If you wanted to change it and go to vertical, you can go 9:16. That allows you to design in a vertical mode. As you look, I keep dragging it down. So if you have a vertical TV, you can also design for that as well. Maybe you have a square box. The 4:3 is more of a square type layout. So however you see fit. Most of the time you're going to be choosing the 16:9. Right below that is for a background page. This can become a very powerful tool. We will be going through a template background page in more detail, but what I'd like to show you what this is. We don't have a background page in there right now, but I want to change that. And I have created a template background for these tutorials. So I'm going to pick that template background and use that page, and it's going to bring an exact copy, and it's really pretty much like a picture back here. I can't click on it, I can't change it, I can't move it. It's just a template background. However, I can design anywhere within this white space and bring in other elements and other apps. So just an easier way to and a quicker way to design and create slides when time may not, you might not always have a lot of time to do that. So we're going to go back to our dashboard, and I don't really need to keep this. The other part of our pages section here, you can bring your cursor right to the bottom and you can actually drag it out. So as you're creating more slides, you're going to be, you will want to see more at a glance. By dragging this down, it allows more slides to load up as you're in each of your folders. So that concludes our pages overview, and I thank you for coming to this tutorial, and I look forward to talking to you for the next tutorial.